Coach Swinney.
Yeah, where is Tim today? Oh, of course, on his way to the Bahamas, right where he should be. But that was actually Ross's idea that he brought to me. I just thought it was great. I mean, what a great idea and a great way to honor Tim and everything he represents. But we're excited about practice this week because that means we're in postseason and playing for a championship. So not many teams get an opportunity to practice this week, but we are, and we're excited about it. I want to congratulate Pitt, and they've had a heck of a year as well. Lost 2 conference games, played a very tough schedule. They lost to Notre Dame, undefeated. They lost to Central Florida, undefeated. They lost to Penn State, who's, I guess I haven't seen, they're at least top 15 probably, something like that, but a ranked team. And then had a kind of a shootout against North Carolina and lost at Miami. So, but only 2 conference losses. They're a champion just like we're a champion, and I know they're excited about the opportunity to represent the Coastal Saturday night in Charlotte, and so definitely want to congratulate them. But really proud of our team. This has been an amazing season. It's probably been the fastest season that I've been a part of. It just has been a blink, a blur. It's gone by so fast, and I think part of that is just how much I have enjoyed being with this group every day. These seniors are special. I mean, just special from every sense of the word, and I think they have had a ton of fun this year. They have had a ton of fun. This is a team that I think has been as focused as any group I've ever been around, and have really just enjoyed the whole part of the journey. And that's something that's important to me, that they have a great experience, and I think they have. And it was funny the other night, and it was sometime in the fourth quarter. We were standing there, and it was kind of a timeout and TV timeout, and Mylan Richard, the place was going crazy, and I think the cameras were going or whatever, and Mylan Richard, we were just standing there, and he says, "Man, I am going to miss this place. This is special. This is special." And so I just think our players have truly embraced their journey this year and have loved every second of it, and that's gives me great gratification to see that in our players, and so I'm just really proud of them. And had a bunch of guys, I guess, came out yesterday. I think we had 21 guys be honored as all conference, whether it be first, second, third team, honorable mention, and that's amazing to me. Obviously, Mitch, winning the Jacobs Trophy back to back, pretty special. I don't know if any of the other individual awards have been announced yet, but have there been any? Hopefully we'll get some more good news later on today on some of our guys. So I'm just really, it's been an awesome team to be around, and they're excited about this postseason. Just yesterday too, we opened up our new science lab. Don't ask me what's in it or how it works, because ask Bina. He's the expert down there. But we got a bunch of cool stuff that the players love, that we went all over the country studying, because I want, it's important. I want to make sure we've got the best things possible for our players. And and then Alex Bina's done a great job coming in here and helping us, kind of create that department of its own. Hopefully some of y'all got to see that. But for us now, it's about finishing strong. I think we got 8 days of class left, and then obviously the championship game this week, and then these guys are going to get a little break. Regardless of what happens in the game Saturday night, they've been grinding since August 1st when we started our very first team meeting in this room. They've been grinding, and so they'll be excited about having a little bit of break, figuring out our postseason plans, where we're going, who we're playing, all that stuff, but for us, it's about finishing as strong as we possibly can in both those areas, on and off the field, and got a bunch of guys graduates already. Got several more graduating here in a few weeks, so we're excited about that too. But Pittsburgh is a tough, physical football team. That's just who they are. Offensively, they're going to be a 21 personnel team, 11 personnel, some 20. And they come right at you. It's 3 runs to every pass, and you got to stop it. They got 2 backs right at one's over 1,000, the other one's right there at 1,000. Really good players, 30 and 22, great players, downhill, tough, hard-nosed guys. Have really done a nice job incorporating their receivers into the run game with how they block, number one, but then also the play-action game. A lot of play-action shots, bunch of formations, bunch of shifts, a lot of motioning. So it really challenges you from just lining up, making sure your gap's sound, being disciplined, and having your eyes on the right things and playing good, sound, fundamental, disciplined football on the defensive side. But they're going to challenge us, and we've got to make sure that we match the mindset that they bring to the field every time they play. That's just the style that they play with. Quarterback's a good player, moves around well in the pocket. He's made some big plays on the move where he's extended plays. So they're an impressive group. They got at number 11, I think it's a transfer in there from maybe Indiana. He's really kind of come on for them. He's got his yards per catch is way up there. There's a style of play and a mindset that you have to have against these guys. Because, again, both sides are going to challenge. And the flip side, you look at their defense, I think they had 13 guys coming back this year that started 4 more games last year. Very experienced group, a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football for them. And, they went into Notre Dame, gave Notre Dame all they wanted. Tight ball game, did a great job in the trenches. They're incredibly well coached, very disciplined. Very seldom do you see them out of place. And they're not a sit-back, play soft coverage type of deal. They're a force the issue defense. They're going to come after you. They're going to play everything is tight coverage. Everything is contested. Safeties are downhill. Linebackers are downhill. Lots of pressure. They do a great job with their pressure packages, getting in and out of their odd fronts and all the different pressures that can come off of that from the second and third level. It's great. The defensive front is very experienced, very good players, twitchy guys on the end. Linebackers, second-level guys, really good players. They did lose 58. They lost him earlier in the year. He's a really good player for them, and he's been out. Corner, excellent. Number 11 is a great football player. 20's kind of their captain back there, but these are really good cover guys, and that's why they're confident in doing what they do scheme-wise. They've recruited to the scheme, and they're going to challenge you. So you have to make plays and be very disciplined in what you're doing from a communication standpoint up front because they do give you a lot of different looks. But we're excited about it. It's championship football. Like I said, 2 championship teams, and going to be 1 winner Saturday night in Charlotte, and we're going to do everything we can to achieve our next goal, and that's to win this league. Questions?
Is this a similar stylistic challenge as Boston College?
Similar in some ways, different defensively, similar from a personnel standpoint offensively, but Boston College is a little more tight end oriented. These guys more receiver oriented. They're gonna challenge you downfield with a bunch of play action shots. But from a philosophy standpoint, yes, in your face, here we come, stop it, type of a deal. They're going to get in I formation anywhere on the field. Fullback is a heck of a player for them. He's probably their 3rd or 4th leading receiver. They get him the ball a lot. They love their fullback, and they should. He's a great player. I think he's got, 15 catches right now, number 35. But they're different. Boston College was much more tight end oriented, where these guys are more receiver oriented when it comes to the passing game. But the quarterback is a very good thrower, and he's a good runner. He's a very good runner. But philosophy, mindset, mentality, very similar. Going to challenge you.
Coach, obviously a lot of different players on both sides from that game 2 years ago, but how much do you think that game kind of resides in the heads of your players?
Well, I hope that they're excited about playing them. Our seniors, that's the only team they have lost to that they don't have a winning record against in this league. So they're 0-1. against Pitt, and I'm sure that they remember very well. It was a crazy game, and a lot of opportunities to win the game. Obviously, we played awful on defense. I don't remember what the total yards was, but it was a bunch of yards up and down the field. And but even still with that, we had a chance. Deshaun threw for 580 yards, but 3 interceptions. So we had some bad turnovers. We had red zone turnovers. And even with that, we had a chance to win the game on 4th and 1, and we don't get it. And then they kick a field goal to win it. So they outplayed us. But that team went on to win the national championship and beat a pretty good team to win the national championship. So, we got better from it. And, but a lot of those guys are back. I think they got at least 6 guys on that defense that were in that game. And so they'll be confident in playing us, and they should. They beat us. They beat us at our place. They've already proven that it can be done. But our guys will be excited to play.
You said your defense got a dose of Robitussin. How needed was that, and how much easier is it to teach from that perspective, especially after the victory?
Well, I don't know that it was needed, but it happened. You got 2 choices. You can take cough syrup and get better from it, or and own it and move on and get better, or you can sit around and make excuses. But that's not who we are. I mean, they had a rough night the other night, but they've had a lot of great nights. And even as bad as we played the other night defensively, they had 2 goal line stands. So when they had to make some plays, they made some plays. And I'm talking about goal line stands, like on the 2, right there, and 4 downs. So, it's not all bad. We did do a few good things, but that's obviously the worst game we've played defensively in quite a while. But you don't want to disrespect the opponent. I mean, give them some credit. They did a heck of a job, made some plays, and played really well. Had some big chunks, and that's if you're gonna beat Clemson, you're gonna have to have chunks, or have a chance. If you're gonna score on our defense, you're gonna have chunks. You're not gonna move the ball down the field. That's just you got to have big plays and give them credit because they got big plays, and then on the flip side of that, what do we need to do better? What did we not do well? And you go apply that. So, but at the end of the day, our worst defensive game of the year, and won by 21 points. So it's a team game. There's been a lot of games where offensively we couldn't hardly make first down, and the defense gets stop, and without that you don't win those games. So it's a team game, and at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about winning.
4th and 1, 2016, if I recall correctly, you go out in kind of the jumbo package, and you didn't make it. This year you've seen a lot of success with the jumbo package. Did you make any changes between 2016 and 2018, or was it just more of execution?
Execution.
So you talked about the things that you didn't do well, that you needed to do better. What more have you seen that you need to do better on with the defense as far as that goes?
Just get back doing what we normally do, week in and week out. It's one of the best defenses in the country, and just have our eyes on the right things, play good fundamentals, line up properly, communicate properly, do a better job coaching. There's a lot of things that we can do better from that one game, but the biggest thing is just be who we are and do what we've done all year long, and learn from the mistakes that we made. We do that, we'll be fine.
Coach Trevor picked up a 3rd and 3 with his legs the other night. Also had his longest run for the 2nd week in a row. Is that really the last piece of the puzzle for this offense to be where it can be? Yeah,
that was something kind of when he first kind of got going that I think he had to kind of grow into a little bit, that we really needed. Because he can run. I mean, and we need him to extend plays, make plays. Some of the big, with the arm he's got, some of the biggest plays will come off of scrambles. Just like the play he hit Renfro on the other day. I mean, he scrambles around, he runs over to the right, and he turns and he throws a rocket to Renfro back to the left. He's got the ability to do that. and then but also learning how to scramble. No, our quarterback didn't get touched the other night. Not one time. Didn't even get only time he got touched is when he ran and got tackled. We ran him on the 3rd and 3. Oh, that he didn't get touched. Nobody laid a hand on him. So it's learning how to scramble too. You know, earlier part of the year he was kind of scrambling to where we were blocking guys and putting guys in a bad spot as opposed to, you know, stepping up and then scrambling and making sure he manages the pocket well, and then picks his lanes properly and feels the rush. Sometimes guys don't contain very well, feeling that like he did the other night. That was a great 32-yard run, I think. But yeah, that's a big part of the equation. What we need from him to be the best version of us. So our last game, I think he averaged 8.7, and he averaged over 10 this past week. So yeah, it's a big part of it. We need that from him. And then, you know, there's times where we need him to go get it. And that 3rd and 3, he went and got it. It was well executed, well blocked, and it's hard to stop when you have an extra hat. And I think, you know, early on we didn't want to ask too much of him because, you know, we were trying to get him settled into the role and what he needed to do, big picture. But as the season has progressed, he's gotten more and more comfortable with that.
We've all kind of seen and heard Brent Venables' intensity, and he even joked a few weeks ago with us that people are sometimes surprised to find out he can actually hold a normal conversation that he's not crazy. How would you maybe best describe Brent's personality and stuff behind the scenes?
He's, you know, it's the craziest. That's why we kind of call him Vinny, because, you know, he is a little crazy on the field. I mean, he even on the practice field, he's got there's like this switch. He's one of the most intense, passionate people that I've been around. But off the field, he is, and it's kind of hard. I don't know what it's weird to say, but he's one of the sweetest spirits you'll ever be around. I mean, he has a sweet, gentle spirit. That may sound crazy to describe Brent, but because y'all just see him, you know, eating nails all the time, but he really is. I mean, it's so much fun to see him with his daughters. I mean, he's just a very loving, gentle spirit. I mean, and that's just who he is. And for me, early on, because I didn't know Brent, you know, I got around him, I was like, I thought he was going to be crazy all the time. But then, you know, like you get around him, like my first year, like when we weren't like doing football every day and we just have normal conversations, and then going out on the road recruiting, he is a great soul, man. And he's just about the right things, and has a great sense of humor. But he's passionate. He's passionate about what he does. He loves what he does. He loves it. And it's one of the reasons he's so good. I mean, he's the best. He's the best. It's been amazing to watch him work, you know, week in and week out, year in and year out. There's nobody on this planet that's more detailed, more passionate, or cares more about what he does and where he does it and who he does it with. He's just awesome that way. But he's very normal, you know, off the football field. But he's got a little bit of a switch when it's practice time, and that's perfectly okay. He's a linebacker, you know. He's a linebacker.
Who's Vinny an homage to? Is that